Hello and welcome back to my channel of Welshman Reviews. I'm Gareth and today I'm going to do my review for the new Ghostbusters movie Frozen Empire. So yeah, this did come out last week. Went to see it last night and I have mixed feelings about this movie, really. A little bit about the plot. When the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters, new and old, must join forces to protect their home and save the world from a second ice age. So, yeah, we do get a new villain in this. If you've seen the trailers, I can't remember the name of the villain now, but it's an old entity. It's not a ghost, but it's an old entity that can freeze the world and can control ghosts and stuff in the movie. So the movie is directed by Gil Keenan, who co-wrote the last movie with Jason Reitman, which they do again in this movie. Has all the same main stars from the last movie: Paul Rudd, Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace as the Spenglers. It is a couple of ones from it, the old one as well. Celeste O'Connor, who plays Lucky, who was the love interest of Finn Wolfhard's character, and Logan Kim, the podcast. They just so happen to be interning in New York that summer. It is a few new ones as well. You have Kumail Nanjiani, who is Nadeem Razmadi, the new character, where he's the guy who kind of gives the art or sells the artifact to Ray. He does in the movie, but he plays a prominent part, being part of a long line of fire. I was going to say fire starters then, but like fire hands or something like that to kind of protect the orb. It is sort of his grandmother before him and stuff like that. So he has that power to kind of keep the evil or defeat the evil and trap it. It is Patton Oswalt's in the movie as well for a little bit. He's more there to kind of get the story going. He is, and you do have James A. Caster, British comedian. If you're over here in Britain, you'll know who he is. It is, he plays like, he's like the new scientist who Ernie Huston's character kind of puts a team together, so he's part of that, and Celeste O'Connor is pretty much interning for him in that little thing as well. So, and there is Emily Allen Lind as well, who plays Melody, and she is a ghost, I think from the 80s by the look of her garbs. It is, and she kind of befriends McKenna's character in the movie, and they do go a little bit. You do think they have a bit of a romantic link in that, but they don't really push it in this movie, to be honest. They don't really go full in for that. So, and obviously the old guard are in this movie as well. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson and Annie Potts come back from the original movies. And we do get William Atherton back as well as Mayor Walter Peck. Yeah, he is mayor this time in this movie, and he's still up to his old things. So when the Ghostbusters are doing everything, he still doesn't believe in all that. He mourns about the damages and stuff like that. And a part of the story as well is about Phoebe Spengler, because she's only 15, going on these high risk ghost hunting expeditions and that around, or hunting, doing in things. So she nearly gets not killed but hurt during a chase in the beginning of the movie. So they kind of bench her, and the most part of this movie is about the family again, but this one, it is more of a family drama where she is getting benched and she's not in the thing, and she thinks she's a crucial part of this team, but unfortunately her age does come into it, and I think everyone could relate to that, to be honest. Overall, like I said, I got kind of mixed feelings for this movie. I like parts of it. I like the end. I like the third act. That was all right. The build up to it is a bit slow because you get the main villain. If you've seen the trailer, you've pretty much seen all the scenes pretty much with the new villain. It is, unfortunately. It is a bit like the first one where you kind of have like a little snippet. The entity can talk from the cylinder it's in, or the ball, metal or brass ball it's in, and it can control demons and that. Not demons, the ghosts around him and that. So, but unlike the first one, you kind of have like a couple of them dogs, isn't it? The Keymaster and the Gatekeeper, is it? From the first movie. So you have a kind of a like nice little build up there. You don't really get that in here. You get a little bit, and then the minute you see Patton Oswalt's character, you get the you get all the plot and all that then pretty much, and the backstory of the demon or the entity of that spear. So yeah, the story's not brilliant. I do have a few positives and negatives. I'll go into my positives first. It was nice to see a new villain, to be honest. So after a couple of movies where you've had Gozer as the main villain, obviously the first Ghostbusters and Afterlife as well. Yeah, we had Vigo in the second one, and we don't talk about the 2016 one. We won't talk about that one. We won't. But it is nice to see a villain like that, and a design that looked a lot like it came from the cartoons from the early 90s, or late 80s, early 90s. It is the real Ghostbusters. So that was nice to see. The acting was fine. There was a few funny parts as well. It is, I think, Kamal Nanjiani was the best standout character in this thing. He was very funny in the scenes he was at. It is. It was nice to get back into New York as well. I do love the New York setting for this movie and that. So, and probably the highlights of all the movies, apart from Afterlife, obviously, which takes place more in the countryside. It does. So, it was nice to get back to New York and having that nice setting and stuff like that. It was. Like I said, there's a few negatives then as well. Like I said, they kind of rushed the story right at the end. Because like I said, that Kamal Nanjiani is like a fire hand or something. It's a control thing. And he kind of picks it up last minute like that. Where he can do it all of a sudden. It is... it felt very bloated as well. Loads of characters in here. Because they brought back some of the old ones as well. Which... Bill Murray's only in two. He's in one scene midway through the movie, and then he comes back at the end, and he has one of the most weird scenes in it, because he comes back, and then the next scene you see him, when the demon comes to the ghost house, he's got shades on for some reason, and it really does feel like a Bill Murray thing, to be honest. Saying, it felt like an outtake, to be honest. He just steps on with the shades, and they seem to keep it in. They look like they've kept it in. So, yeah, it felt very bloated having all these characters in it as well. I didn't mind the ghost one. She was pivotal to a bit of the story and how the demon escapes, etc. So it's not too bad. It's nice to see her little friendship with Phoebe in it as well. It is... like I said, the main villain's pretty much in the third act, and is, one and done job at the end and all. So you don't really see a lot of that demon, unfortunately. It is, and they do lean a lot on nostalgia again on this movie, which, yeah, I understand on these ones. They've done a lot with Afterlife as well. That was very nostalgic, and it's the same for this one. They have Slimers in it for some reason. I think that's just to give Finn Wolfhard's character something to do in the movie, because again, in this one, he's just wasted. He's just, what's the point of him in it? He nags a lot in here that he's an adult now and all, and like the running joke is his mother pretty much telling him to do stuff, like he complains about stuff around the ghost house, or the firehouse, and his mother's pretty much just telling him to do things and that. Same goes for Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon. You have a little bit with the family thing, because he's not their father, but he needs to step up, and because he's going out with their mother, act more like a parent and that. So you get that kind of in the movie, but again, just wasted opportunities for characters, and just too bloated, too many characters in this movie. I'm hoping if they do make another one after this, they cut it down a bit and that. So hopefully they'll go more into the dimensional stuff, because they do talk a lot about that in this movie, but you don't really see anything about the dimensional, different dimensions and stuff. So maybe something we'll see in another movie. But that's about it for my thing. I'm not going to give it any more negative thoughts, to be honest, on that. It was good. I think I just prefer Afterlife a little bit more than this, but I have watched that a few more times. I've only watched this the once. So maybe this would jump up on the list a little bit. But I give it a 5.5 out of 10. I think that's a reasonable thing for this movie. It's not awful, but it's not brilliant either, to be honest. And I don't think it's as bad as some reviews are saying, but it's not up there as one of the better Ghostbusters movies, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my review for this. Give it an average score, to be honest. I do recommend you go and see it, especially if you like the Ghostbusters movie. I guess you would like this movie as well. I did like it in some parts and that, so, but this ain't gonna make my top 10 movies of the year. Just easily not gonna make it, unfortunately. But yeah, that's my review. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Tell me if you've seen the movie, what you thought about it, or if you're going to go and see it, or if you're not going to go and see it. Let me know. And if you'd like to see more videos, I guess, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.